Hello everyone. So good morning to dear students. Welcome to RE-NEET and this is Krishna Sharma, your Zoology educator and ettu tumalokor hoise second class of your RE-NEET crash course batch. ঠিক আছে সো আমি ফার্স্ট ক্লাসত কি পঢ়িলো ফার্স্ট ক্লাসত আমি পঢ়িছিলো তোমালোকৰ এনিমেল কিংডম ৰাইট আমি এনিমেল কিংডমৰ ডিফাৰেন্ট ফাইলম চালো হয়নে না আমি কেনেকে সলভ কৰিব লাগে কেনেকে অপচন এলিমিনেট কৰিব লাগে all this we have discussed in our first class. So today, okay, in this class we are going to start with your human physiology. So মই starting ওতে কৈছিলো হয়নে নাই তোমালোকৰ batch to launch হেদিনা তোমালোকৰ যদি চাইছা ভিডিওটো হেদিনা মই তোমালোকক মেনশন কৰিছিলো যে আমি focus korim on the high weightage chapters. Okay, so since human physiology this is a very important unit and you can expect around 5 to 6 question, not even 5 to 6, I think yes it's 6 to 7 questions in your paper, so it's very important, right? Hetu karone ami important topic wise am hobo. So today, okay, human physiology ami need to start korim. Okay, let's get started. Thik ase tumaloke নিজৰ নোটস বুক ৰেডি কৰি লোৱা তোমালোকে সোৱা কোৱেশ্চনছ বোৰ সোৱা কেনেকুৱা কোৱেশ্চনছ আমি সলভ কৰিছো লগতে তোমালোকক কেনেকে অপচন এলিমিনেট কৰিবলৈ শিকাম এখিনি গুটেখিনি সোৱা হ'ব কিবা যদি তোমালোকে বুজি নোপোৱা কমেন্ট কৰি জনাবা আমি তোমালোকক গুটেখিনি ডাউট ক্লিয়াৰ কৰি দিম ঠিক আছে ওকে সো বেছি দেৰি নকৰো okay we have to solve many questions হয়নে নাই so starting with the question number 1 okay see কি লিখিছে ইয়াতে Which of the following blood groups is called the universal recipient? So, I need 2024 question. Which of the following blood groups is called the universal recipient? Okay, kuntu hoy yare. Universal recipient O hobo, AB hobo, ne A, ne B. Kuntu hobo. Blood group. So, universal recipient tumalokor blood group AB hoy. Kyo hoy janana nai? Because AB blood group is the only blood group that contains both the type of your antigen as well as both the type of your what? Antibody thake na? Na thake. Yes. So both the type of your antigen, that is your sorry, A and B. Okay. So that is the reason why they can accept blood from a person having blood group O, or you can say person having a blood group A or B. Clear? Habo? Okay. Next question. Swam. So next question, the valve present between the left atrium and left ventricle is okay. Etu tumalokor heart or structure bika hodisa hone nai. So etu chapter to gom paisa na kuntu hoy. Etu tumalokor body fluids and circulation, right? Human physiology under tumalokor body fluids and circulation junto chapter ase in your class 11 syllabus. Okay, class 11 biology syllabus. Ami etu chapter pora ekhini questions kori asu dia. Thik ase. So etu questions wa ki hodise yate tumalokor heart or structure to bika hodisa hone nai. Here is the valve. Okay, valve ki hoy valves, these are nothing but these are the openings. Okay, these are the different openings present at the or you can say present in the heart muscle, right? Eto ki hobo answer to left ot kuntu paba tumaloke left atrium and left ventricular mazot kuntu paba kuntu hobo it will be your mitral valve, isn't it? Mitral valve another naam ki hoy okay what is the another name of mitral valve? It is also known as your bicuspid, okay, bicuspid valve. Okay, so bicuspid valve but our mitral valve it is it is located at the junction between your left atrium and your left ventricle. Okay, clear? Baki keta koason baki keta kot paba tricuspid valve kot paba at the junction between your right atrium and your right ventricle. Okay, clear? So etu gom pala kot hoy right atrium, between your right atrium and your right ventricle. ঠিক আছে tricuspid valve. Second to soa semilunar valve. এটো কত পাবা semilunar valve soa এইখিনি তোমালোকৰ পুৰা ক্লিয়াৰ হ'ব লাগিব ঠিক আছে এইখিনি তোমালোকে ভুল কৰিব নোৱাৰা because see how important these questions are. এই question তোমালোকক খুদে because students এৰে তোমালোকে ভুল কৰা হয়নে নাই তোমালোকে mix up কৰি দিয়া হয়নে সো এইখিনি ভালকে পঢ়িবা okay second option semilunar valve. This is found at the base of your what? Aorta, okay? Aorta and artery, okay? Artery, okay? At the base of your aorta and artery. By artery, I am specifically referring to your pulmonary artery, okay? And eustachian valve Okay, where is it located? Eustachian valve is located in the junction between your inferior vena cava and your right atrium. Okay, junction between your inferior vena cava and your what? Right atrium. Okay, clear? Done? Okay, so I gute khini moi tumalok koi dilu eto answer tomar question to hodisile about your mitral valve moi gute keta option tumalok logote koi dilu thik ase. Then next, so which blood vessel carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to your heart? Okay, again this is very important question. Into question tumalokor cardiac cycle logo related hoy na cardiac cycle, isn't it? Cardiac cycle is very important. Okay, you have to be crystal clear with the events and the pathways of the cardiac cycle. Okay, so ki horise oxygenated blood kune carry kore kune carry kore? Usually arteries carry kore hoy na veins tomar ki carry kore? Veins tomar impure blood carry kore hoy na. Impure blood means your deoxygenated blood. But students, তোমালোকে হয়তো জানা বুলি মই assume কৰিছো, still মই তোমালোকক কৈছো যে there is an exception in both the cases. Okay, there is an exception in both the cases. That means in case of arteries, all the other arteries they carry your pure blood. Okay, that means your oxygenated blood, but there is one artery, that is your pulmonary artery, that carries your deoxygenated blood. Okay, similarly in case of veins, all the veins they carry deoxygenated blood, but there is one exception. Okay, one exception, that vein carries your oxygenated blood. Okay, so ki hobo answer to pai gola yate? Ki hobo answer to? Answer will be your pulmonary vein. And students, another important fact regarding the difference between your arteries and veins is that arteries always carry blood away from the heart. Okay, away from the heart, whereas your veins carry blood towards the heart. Okay, veins will carry blood towards the heart. So pulmonary vein carries you. This is an exceptional case in case of vein. Okay, this is very important. Okay, very important question. This is conceptual question. Bhalke tumaloke poriba. Etu concept tumaloke bhul korile gutte questions tumaloke bhul koriba yate. Okay, regarding this part. Okay, tumaloke gutte questions bhul hobo jodi eta point tumaloke miss kora. Done? Okay, bujila? ঠিক আছে, next, which of the following statements regarding erythrocytes is correct? Okay, so statement দিয়া হৈছে তোমালোকক চাৰিটা statement regarding কি হৈছে? Regarding your erythrocytes. Erythrocytes মানে কি হয়? Erythrocytes মানে your, this is nothing but this is your RBC হয় না? আমি সকলোৱে জানো। So পঢ়ি চোৱা কি আছে দিয়া statement কেটা। First statement, they contain nucleus in mature stage. Okay, হয় জানো? Is it correct? First আমি পঢ়িলো, ঠিক আছে? পঢ়িলো, দেন আমি সলভ কৰিম যে কোনকেটা কারেক্ট হয় আৰু কোনকেটা ভুল। Second statement, they are formed in spleen only. Okay, then they transport respiratory gases, and the last is they help in your blood clotting. এতিয়া কোৱাচোন কোনকেটা statement এটা কি হৈছে যে কারেক্ট হৈছে? কি হয় তোমালোকৰ কোনটো statement কারেক্ট হয়? Only one statement is correct. Correct statement is your C. They transport respiratory gases. হয় না? এতিয়া বাকি কেটা statement কিয় ভুল হল? বুজিলা নে? Why all the other three statements are wrong? See, let us discuss again. First statement, they contain nucleus in mature stage. This is wrong, right? Because we know that RBCs are non-nucleated. Okay, RBCs are non-nucleated, but there is one exception, that is in the case of your camel. Okay, in the case of your camel, these animals RBC, they are nucleated, or you can say camels are blood RBC cells, they contain nucleus in their mature stage. But in case of human beings, okay, in case of human beings, or in case of the majority of the mammals, you will not find nucleus in RBCs. Clear? It is the exceptional case. Okay, camel tomorrow into RBC thake, they are usually nucleated. Okay, they are nucleated. It is tomorrow exception hoy. Baki tumi গোটেই তোমালোকৰ মেমলছৰ যি আৰবিসি থাকে, যাৰ তোমাৰ আৰবিসি দেখিবলৈ পোৱা তাতে তুমি নিউক্লিয়াছ নোপোৱা। হ'ব, so this statement is wrong. This is wrong. Second কি হয়? They are formed in spleen only. This is definitely wrong, right? Because we know that spleen is the graveyard of RBC. That means RBCs are destroyed in the spleen. Okay, spleen is a what? This is the organ. Yes, it organ hoy eta. Aru etu common name ki hoy? Spleen. Spleen is known as the, this is known as the your graveyard. Hoy na? Ami সকলোৱে জানো graveyard. That means RBCs are destroyed. Okay, RBCs are destroyed in your spleen. Then last statement ki hoy? they help in blood clotting. This is very obvious because blood clotting or kuntu involved thake. Okay, which type of cells are involved, which blood element? This is your blood clotting or kun involved thake, your thrombocytes, not RBCs. Okay, or you can say not erythrocytes. This is your thrombocytes. Okay, got it? Okay, next question. The normal cardiac output of a healthy adult is approximately, okay, kiman hudise cardiac output hudise hoy na nai cardiac output ki hoy? See, cardiac output, there is a one formula, that is your stroke volume. Okay, stroke volume. Okay, stroke volume into your heart rate. Okay, into your heart rate. Heart rate means the number of beats per minute. Yes, heart rate is the number of beats per minute, and stroke volume, this is the amount of blood pumped by the heart in 1 beat. Ki hoy? Stroke volume means your amount of blood pumped by your heart in 1 beat. So, it is tomar average 70 ml dhora hoy, and this is your what? This is your 72. Hoy na nai? Beats per minute. So, it is tomar answer to keep wa A2, option C, 5 liter, average 5 liter per minute. Tar mane ki bujila? Cardiac output ki hoy? Cardiac output, this is nothing but this is the amount of blood pumped by our heart in 1 minute. Okay, amount of blood pumped by our heart in 1 minute. Clear? Okay. Which component of blood is responsible for clotting? Okoman agot moi kolu hoy ne? It is your platelets or thrombocytes. Okay, platelets or thrombocytes. Clear? Then baru ekita ami pisot discuss korim nalage yate beleg question discuss korim. So then next question, lump sound. Okay, lump sound in the heart is produced due to closure of, again very important, heart sound ki hoy? Duta heart sound thake hoy na nai? Duta heart sound, love and ki hoy? Love and dub. Love, dub. Okay, these are the two heart sound, right? Okay, so this is your first heart sound, love, and dub. This is your second heart sound. Always remember, students, that on both the heart sounds, these are produced at the closure of the valves, not at the opening. Okay, not at the opening of the valves, but at the closure of the valves. So love sound is produced at the closure of your AV valves. Okay, closure of your atrioventricular valves. Okay, kun keta hoy atrioventricular valves? One is your right side kun thake, right atrium, right ventricular মাজত kun thake? Tricuspid valve okoman agot salu ami, and tumar left atrium or left ventricular মাজত kuntu thake? Mitral valve, isn't it? So both these valves, they are going to close at the same time, isn't it? Jetia tumalokor atria contract hobo, okay, systole thakibo, systolic contraction hobo, ba you can say they are in the phase of systole, right? Jetia tumalokor contract jetia hoy ako closure open hoy pasot ako close hoy. Hey, you know, at the closure of both the valves. Okay, so yate tumalok eto bhul nokoriba, kisuma student bhaibo para je yate tumalokor tricuspid dia ase, bicuspid dia ase, kuntu hobo answer? Yate tumalokor swa C or D no hoy. Okay, tumalok jodi C ba D kunobai mark kora, your answer will be wrong, because the correct answer is AV valves, because both the valves, they are going to open and close at the same time. Okay, not like mane eta close hobo eta tumalok open hobo henuka no hoy na nai, because when the atria contract, they contract together, not like you know, left side contract first then your right side hoy jano teneke to no hoy na. So here correct answer is your AV valves. Okay, etu question logote dub second sound. Second heart sound is produced when dub. The second heart sound is produced at the closure of your semilunar valves. Okay, yata likhi disu moi, at the closure of your semilunar valves. Okay, clear? So next question. Okay, human heart মানে কালি ডিসকাস হৈছিলে, সো একো নাই নাই কৈছো মই, মানে যোৱাকালি ডিসকাস হ'ল, বস্তুটো ৰেকৰ্ডেড কৰিব শিডিউল হৈছে নেকি, কৰি দিছে? আচ্ছা, কোৱা নহ'ল, তো কাটি দিয়ক, ঠিক আছে। নেক্সট কুৱেশ্যন চি, human heart is covered externally by, okay, yate ki hodise? Human heart is covered, covering to bikhoy hodise hone nai? Covering to bikhoy hodise tumar human heart or ki hobo yate answer? Kuntu hoy swa, pleura hobo, pleura, pericardium, peritoneum, or is it your endocardium? Ki hobo answer will be your outer covering khudise hone nai externally internally to khudha nai externally tumalokor ki hoy pericardium hoy thik ase soa heart muscle tinta layer thake thik ase pericardium tumar external layer ba outermost covering okay then you have your myocardium that is the internal muscular layer yes internal muscular layer okay then your innermost layer that is your endocardium innermost layer that is your endocardium so eight tinta layer tumaloke dekhibole paba in your heart okay clear etia eta kotha koasun pleura ki hoy pleura ki hoy jana ne aru logote option C ki likha ase peritoneum ki hoy ba kot tumaloke dekhibole paba endocardium baru already buzila endocardium this is the innermost layer of your heart ei duta kwa pleura and peritoneum ki hoy so pleura okay pleura this is nothing but this is the lining sorry lining of your second so pleura this is the lining of your lungs okay lungs so juntu tumalokor lining thake okay lining juntu dekhibole paba ja sorry ba juntu tumaloke kobo para ja it is a covering okay it is a covering of your lungs and there are two layers of pleura that is your visceral layer okay visceral layer and the second one is your parietal layer okay second one is your parietal layer clear ei duta tumaloke dekhibole paba in case of pleura this is your outermost lining okay visceral is your outermost lining visceral pleura and parietal pleura this is your innermost lining okay okay and between these two layers you will find a pleural cavity between these two layers okay between these two layers you will find the pleural okay pleural cavity correct got it okay then next ki hoy peritoneum okay moi ete likhi disu thik ase peritoneum thik ase peritoneum ki hoy tumar peritoneum this is the lining in your abdominal cavity okay lining in your abdominal cavity okay abdominal cavity clear okay and similarly jeneke are dekhibole paisa in case of pleura there are two layers that is visceral pleura and parietal pleura okay parietal pleura similarly yato tumaloke peritoneum to tumaloke duta layer dekhibole paba that is your visceral peritoneum and your parietal peritoneum okay clear okay next question which blood cells are called soldiers of the body okay question to NEET 2018 or hot soldiers mane ki hoy defense okay soldiers means they are going to protect us okay from danger kuntu kore ete amar blood cell ot kuntu hoy which blood cell is responsible for defense mechanism I'm sorry for defense mechanism tumalokor WBC hoy hoine na ami hokolo janu WBC aru eta naam ki hoy leukocytes okay leukocytes so ayate moi tumalokor WBC er thik ase classification to okay classification to shortly likhi diu so WBC tumar mainly two broad categories thake thik ase eta hoise tumar granulocytes okay granulocytes and second row hoise tumar ki a granulocytes okay a granulocyte clear okay etia granulocyte ki ahe tumar etu suppose 1 thik ase etu 2 so granulocyte under ki ahe tumalokor neutrophils ahibo thik ase neutrophils ahibo then ahibo tumalokor eosinophils okay eosinophils and basophils thik ase basophils so these are the type of your granulocytes okay then tumalokor a granulocyte tumalokor ki ahibo mainly duta ahibo that is your lymphocytes okay lymphocytes and monocytes okay lymphocytes and your monocytes clear so moi gute getare function tumalokor koi disu thik ase neutrophils thik ase neutrophils and monocytes these are phagocytic in nature okay these are phagocytic in nature that means they are going to they are going to destroy any foreign organism okay they are going to attack any foreign organism entering the body or entering the cell whole thik ase tar pisot যোনটো তোমালোকৰ basophils হয় basophils these are responsible or they take part in secreting chemical substances such as your histamine okay histamine ঠিক আছে histamine হল তাৰ পিছত serotonin okay serotonin আৰু এটা তোমাৰ heparin so these are chemical substances secreted by your basophils okay then lymphocytes these are for immunity okay they are responsible for producing an immune response yete tumaloke mainly duta type of cell paba b cell okay b cell thik ase aru t cell thik ase b and t cell okay and the site of synthesis of these lymphocytes both the b cells and t cells this is your bone marrow that means lymphocytes these are synthesized in your bone marrow whole buzila ekhini moi tomalo classification buzai dilu thik ase classification of your WBC that means your leukocytes hobo clear and in case of the different elements found in WBC neutrophils these are the most abundant okay neutrophils these are the most abundant whereas your basophils these are the least abundant okay basophils are the least abundant clear next question the blood pressure of a healthy human adult is okay blood pressure hudise etu hokolo janibo lage hane nai it is your 120/80 millimeter of mercury okay upor to ki hoy this is your systolic this is your diastolic okay upor to tumalokor systolic pressure thake tolo to tumalokor diastolic pressure thake thik ase which of the following is not a plasma protein okay tia ki hudise which of the following is not a plasma protein so plasma protein okay par moi likhini diu eto yate koi diu thik ase gute keta option already ase tumalokor moi likhini diu so plasma protein tumalokor mainly 3 types thake thik ase tinta type tumaloke plasma protein dekhibole poa hobo the first is your what albumin okay albumin globulin and fibrinogen okay albumin globulin and fibrinogen so swa option swa albumin ase globulin ase fibrinogen ase hoy na hemoglobin will be the this option will be the correct option tar mane hemoglobin is not a plasma protein okay hemoglobin is not a plasma protein and in case of plasma protein albumin this is the most abundant plasma protein okay albumin this is the most abundant plasma protein aru logote eta bostu ko asun tumalokor daily food thik ase daily tumalokor day to day life or you can say in your nutrition albumin protein tumaloke kod dekhibole poa ba kor pora tumaloke the highest source tumaloke paba in your nutrition this is your egg white hoine egg koni khai bhal poa ne nai bhal poa sage hokolwe so the egg white it contains albumin so that is why you should have an egg daily to meet your protein requirements hoine nai buzila okay all right aru fibrinogen to ki hoy tumalokor eto ki protein hoy this protein is responsible for your blood clotting so bezana okay blood clotting okay this protein is responsible for your blood clotting okay all right the SAN that means your sinoatrial node is located in okay SAN etu kot ase this is located in your right atrium okay it is located in your right atrium and the sinoatrial node or the SA node this is also known as the pacemaker of your heart okay this is also known as your pacemaker okay pacemaker of the heart thik ase pacemaker of the heart and why is it known as pacemaker okay what is the reason behind this AB node kyo nokoy SA node ke koy okol see this is because SA node this controls the rhythm okay it controls the rhythm of the heart okay and it maintains the high pressure it is able to maintain the high pressure of the heart that is the reason why SA node is also known as the pacemaker of the heart and jetia kisuman patient or tumaloke medical condition eta hoy so tumalokor SA node gets damaged okay SA node gets damaged tetia tumalokor eta artificial pacemaker logabologia hoy okay the person has to undergo an heart surgery to implant an artificial pacemaker okay so as you know this it is a pacemaker okay it controls the rhythm of the heart and it conducts the electrical impulse through the heart okay it conducts the electrical impulse through the heart clear okay so Then the lifespan of human RBC is kiman? Lifespan of human RBC hudise. This is your 120 days, okay? 120 days, and after 120 days, after 120 days, after RBCs they have completed 120 days, they are going to be destroyed in your where? Spleen. Yes, they are going to be destroyed in your spleen, and that is the reason why spleen is known as the graveyard of RBC. Okay. Then next question, Swa. Ki ase? Which leukocytes are involved in antibody production? Okay, which leukocytes are involved in your antibody production? Moi koman agot kolu tumalok hoine nai classification bujai dilu. So ayade question bal pai gola. So question ahi goli ate. Ki hobo answer to antibody mane ki? Antibody ketia produce hoy jetia amak immune response dorkar hoy hoine nai? We need an immune response, only then antibodies are produced in our body. So the answer will be your lymphocytes. Okay, mainly two type of cells thake, B cells or T cells. Okay, you can say B lymphocyte or T lymphocyte. So lymphocytes, these are responsible for producing antibody as an immune response. Okay, as an immune response. Clear? Okay. Then the pacemaker of human heart. So ako mokoman ago tumalako koisilo hoine nai that the sinoatrial node or the SA node, this is known as the pacemaker of your heart. So correct answer will be your SA node. Okay, and reason to jana na hoy, reason to ki hoy? Okay, tumo repeat nokoru aru bujalu. Next question, which of the following is a lymphocyte? Okay, which of the following is a lymphocyte? So again so moi tumalako he bujwar bostu pora ako next question pai gola. Ki hobo yare bitorot? Eosinophil, basophil, monocyte ne B cell? B cell hoine? Option D, because lymphocyte two types thake, B cell and T cell. Done? Okay. Tar pisot ki hudise? The bicuspid valve is present between. Okay, etu ami hoine aru repeat hoise boli kobo para. Swa dekhise questions bor kenuka hude. Enuka to nohoy tumaloko kino tumalokor bookor bahiror kiba hudise hoine? Concept tumalokor bahiror kiba hudise je etu ki hudise, etu ami ketio hunai nai. Henuka question tumaloke students, trust me, henuka questions tumaloke nupua paba. No doubt there will be 10% of the question paper which will be very difficult. Okay, which will be very difficult to solve, and tumalokor selection he 10% to depend no kore janu kiho depend koribo? Hey 90% questions depend koribo hoine nai? And trust me, 90% questions tumalokor enuka type paba question hoine? এনুকা directly না পালেও তোমালোকে এনুকা টাইপে পাবা। এইখিনি বস্তু তোমালোকে খুদিবা, ঘুৰাই পকাই খুদিব পাৰে, ট্ৰিকি ওয়েট দিব পাৰে, অপশনস বোৰ কনফিউজ কৰাও দিব পাৰে, হয়নে? কিন্তু আলটিমেটলি তোমালোকৰ 90% কোৱেশ্চনস তোমালোকৰ প্ৰায় সলভ কৰিব পৰা বস্তুৱে থাকে। প্যানিক নকৰিবা হেতু কাৰণে, হয়নে নাই? ৰিভিজন কৰিবা। এতিয়া তোমালোকক আমি ৰিভিজন দি আছো, হয়নে? তোমালোকৰ ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট আমি টপিকস হাই ওয়েটেড চ্যাপ্টাৰ আমি কভাৰ কৰি আছো। ভালকে চোৱা, ওকে? ভালকে পঢ়া শুনা কৰা, ঠিক আছে? Okay, so coming back to the question, moi ekhini kotha kom baru pisot kom hobo. First ami solve koru ha pori lo. So question number 17 ki ase? Bicuspid valve ki hoy? Another name of bicuspid valve ki hoy? Pohiselu ami question to koriso okoman agot. Mitral valve boli koa hoy, hoyne nai? Mitral valve. Bicuspid valve is also known as your mitral valve or vice versa. So it is present between your left atrium and left ventricle. Okay. Then okay, double circulation in human helps in. Okay, so ki hudise eta double circulation hudise hone nai? Etia circulation mane jana, circulation mane jana, etu ami ultimately body fluids and circulation e pohi asu. Etu tumalokor chapter hone nai, human physiology unit or. So there are mainly two types of circulation. One is your incomplete circulation and another one is your complete circulation. Hey, complete circulation tumalokor double circulation boli koa hoy. And students wa I'm sorry. Command more sorry loga type hoise actually. Anyways, so double circulation mane it means that blood, okay, blood goes to the heart, okay, goes around the heart 2 times. How 2 times? See, first of all, okay, all the deoxygenated blood from the body, different parts of the organs, different cells of the body, they are going to be brought to the heart. Okay, heart ot hekhini ahibo, thik ase? Impure blood from all the parts of the body, they are going to be brought to the heart. Kune anibo hetu? কোনে আনিব ইম্পিউৰ ব্লাডটো কোনে আনিব হাৰ্টত ইম্পিউৰ ব্লাড তোমালোকৰ আনিব ভেনা কাভাই আনিব হয়নে নাই ইনফিৰিয়ৰ ভেনা কাভাই তোমালোকৰ এইখিনি ইম্পিউৰ ব্লাডটো হাৰ্টত লৈ আহিব এণ্ড ষ্টুডেণ্টছ মনত ৰাখিবা সো এইখিনি মই আকৌ তোমালোকক শৰ্টকে এটা কাৰ্ডিয়াক সাইকেলৰ বিষয়ে এটা বুজাই দিলো ঠিক আছে কাৰ্ডিয়াক সাইকেলৰ বিষয়ে তোমালোকক শৰ্টকে বুজাই দিছো চোৱা right side of the থাকে তোমালোকৰ right side of your heart okay right side of the heart is always your কি হয় জানা ঠিক আছে right side of your heart this is always your impure blood that means the deoxygenated blood will be always flowing to the right side okay and on the opposite side that is on the left side it will always be circulating the oxygenated blood hobo so right side তোমালোকৰ impure blood আহিব হয় না impure blood আহিলে atriumত আহিলে through your vena cava inferior vena cava তাৰপিছত কি হ'ল তাৰপিছত তোমালোকৰ হাৰ্টৰ পৰা hey impure blood through pulmonary artery ক'ত যাব লাংছত যাব লাংছত কি হ'ব লাংছত তোমালোকৰ purification হ'ব হয়নে নাই respiration লাংছত হয় তাতে আমাৰ purification হ'ব oxygen আহিব and the blood transforms into your oxygenated blood okay oxygen rich blood then lungs opora kota ahibo lungs opora ako tumalokor heartot ahibo eta kota ahibo kuntu side ahibo tumalokor left side ahibo hoine left atrium ahibo kune anibo pulmonary vein loi ahibo from lungs to your heart bujila ako etia heart or pora hey oxygen rich blood will be circulated throughout the body kune loi jabo ako hetu heart or pora to the body pure blood hetu tumalokor aorta loi jabo হবো বুজিলা সো দিস ইজ দা কার্ডিয়াক সাইকেল মই তোমালোক একদম শর্টত গুটেখিনি বুজাই দিলো এতিয়া সো কি হদিছে এন্ড এইটুকে যেহেতু ব্লাড তোমাৰ এবাৰ হয়নে নাই এবাৰ নহয় দুবাৰ গৈছে ওকে টু টাইমস ব্লাড ইজ সার্কুলেটিং থ্ৰু দা হার্ট এবাৰ ইম্পিউৰ গৈছে হাৰ্টৰ পৰা লাংছত গৈছে আকৌ লাংছৰ পৰা পিউৰ ব্লাড আহিছে টু দা হাৰ্ট এইটো প্ৰসেসটোকে তোমালোকৰ কমপ্লিট সার্কুলেশন বুলি কোৱা হয় অলসো কমপ্লিট সার্কুলেশন মানে কি ইট ইজ নন এজ এ ডাবল সার্কুলেশন বিকজ টু টাইমস গৈছে এটা কি হদিছে what is the benefit hoine na double circulation in human helps in tar mane ki koba benefit koba ba advantages kobo para advantage ki hoy etu tumar a cycle tor ba etu tumar feature advantage ki hoy advantage is your high efficiency of oxygen transport there is no mixing of both the type of blood okay and if there is no mixing of both the impure and your pure blood it will result in your high efficiency of oxygen transport throughout the body because we animals okay we human beings all the mammals and all the higher animals our energy requirement is much more higher than that of smaller animals hetu karone ama double circulation do khubei sahay kore bujhila it is very much advantageous in our body clear okay then now the blood group of a person having both antigen A and antigen B but no antibodies is again etu tumalokor okoman genetic logo related hoy genetic inheritance hone nai hey to chapter logo related hoy etu question ki hodise so ami first eta question solve korisilu hoy na blood group tumar AB universal recipient tatai bujaisilu tumak antigen A aru B duta thake hoy na hetu kane hete holoke they becomes the universal recipient similarly eta ki hodise soa হেতু কোৱেশ্চন হৰিছে হয়নে নাই হেতুই কৈছে মই যে তোমালোক তাত বুজাইছিলো যে the universal recipient AB হয় হয়নে নাই universal blood group তোমাৰ universal recipient blood group তোমাৰ AB হয় and AB blood group তোমালোকৰ দুটা antigen থাকে antigen A and antigen B হয়নে হেতুই হৰিছে সোৱা so here your correct option will be AB ইয়াতে তোমালোকে both the antigen A and antigen B দেখিবলে পাবা এইটো হয় তোমালোকৰ genetic composition এইটো blood group তোমালোকৰ AB হয় ঠিক আছে okay clear then which vein brings deoxygenated blood to the right atrium okay etu tumalokor cardiac cycle question to hoy hoyne akoman agot bujalo tumalokok jodi bhalke hunisa question to definitely solve kore pariba ki hoy yate answer to ki hobo it will be your pulmonary vein okay oh sorry ki hodise deoxygenated blood hodise hoyne nai sorry moi pure blood boli bhabilu so correct answer ki hobo deoxygenated blood to the right atrium right side ki hai hodai right side hodai tumalokor it will be your deoxygenated blood will be circulated throughout your right side body pora ahibo hoine nai from all the parts of the body from the different organs of the body your impure blood will be circulated towards the heart ki hobo eto vena cava yes hobo inferior vena cava so vena cava will bring the deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body to your heart okay clear all right pulmonary vein kolu moi hoine Pulmonary vein কলো কি কৰে এটোৱে তোমাৰ pure blood আনিব from the lungs, okay, from the lungs to your left atrium. Yes, হব এটো বাৰু জানা এতিয়া মোক কোৱাচোন এই হেপাটিক ভেইনটো কি হয় What is hepatic vein? Hepatic vein তিনটা আছে নাই তোমালোকে hepatic vein পোৱা hepatic portal vein এটা আছে আৰু এটা কি আছে hepatic artery এইকেটা কি হয় এইকেটা বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয় সোৱা ওকে সোৱা এইখিনি তোমালোকে মই জানো বহুত ষ্টুডেন্টস তোমালোকে কনফিউজ কৰা ইয়াতে ভুল কৰা ওকে সোৱা ভুল নকৰিবা মই লিখি দিছো হ'ব মই বুজাই দিছো তোমালোকক hepatic vein কি হয় hepatic vein it carries মই শৰ্টত লিখো ঠিক আছে যেহেতু ক্র্যাশ কোর্স হয় এটো হয়নে আমি অকমান স্পিডত যাব লাগিব কোৱেশ্চনস বহুত সলভ কৰিব আছে সো ইট ক্যাৰিজ your impure blood okay impure blood from where from liver okay from liver to right atrium okay right atrium hepatic vein কি কৰিব impure blood আনিব from the liver to the right atrium ঠিক আছে হ'ব সেকেন্ড কি হয় তোমাৰ hepatic কি হয় hepatic তোমাৰ artery কি কৰিব artery আনিব তোমাৰ pure blood আনিব or you can say oxygen rich blood okay oxygen rich blood ঠিক আছে oxygen rich blood from heart ঠিক আছে from heart to liver হল হব কনফিউজ নকৰিবা হেপাটিক ভেইন কি হয় হেপাটিক আৰ্টাৰি কি হয় বুজিলা আৰু এটা কি আছে আৰু এটা third important thing you have to know is that hepatic portal vein কি হয় এটো hepatic portal vein হয় নাই সো you know students usually get confused between similar sounding words okay similar sounding terms এই কেটা বস্তু তোমালোকৰ confusion বেছি হোৱাৰ chance থাকে because so গুটে কেটা hepatic আছে এটা vein আছে এটা artery আছে এটা আৰু তোমাৰ কি হয় এটা vein আছে এটা তোমালোকৰ so hepatic vein hepatic portal vein it's very much confusing right সেই কাৰণে মই তোমালোকক এখিনি বুজাই দিছো so questions আহে কিন্তু এখিনি পাৰ্টৰ পৰা হ'ব এই questions আহে directly নাহিব তোমালোকৰ match the following থাকিব হয়নে assertionত থাকিব যে তোমালোকে একটু কনফিউজ হৈ যাবা সো যাতে ভুলটো নকৰা এখিনি চাই লোৱা ভালকে বুজি লোৱা এখিনি হেপাটিক portal vein কি কৰে it brings your oxygen rich নহয় বাৰু one second nutrient rich okay nutrient rich blood okay nutrient rich blood from korpora anibo eto nutrient rich blood from your intestine okay from your intestine okay from your intestine to liver so eto question eto ki hoy tumalokor nutrient rich blood from intestine digestion log relate korason digestion chapter 2 ki pohisilu ami digestion not last step of digestion ki hoy that the nutrients are going to be absorbed right and absorption takes place where absorption takes place in your intestine okay the surface of the intestine small intestine villi finger like projections there is the there the process of absorption takes place hoy na nai so hey intestine pora nutrient rich blood jonto thake ultimately absorption kot hobo bloodot hobo ultimately bloodstream to malok nutrients bor jabo hoy na that nutrient rich blood from the intestine it will be carried to the liver okay carried to the liver through your hepatic portal vein so connection pala na nai hone connection between your digestion and your circulation so enike pohiba bujisa na nai chapter bo tumaloke relate koribo lagibo relate kori jetia pohiba tete tumalokor saba bostubor concept bo bujibole bahut easy hobo hoy na enuka na hoy je swa acha etu moi digestion pohi aso digestion pohim moi etu mo bhal laga na chapter moi eri dio enike pohile no hobo because some chapters human physiology hok ba tumalokor animal kingdom hok ba tumalokor suppose moi ko cell biomolecule heikini তুমি যদি এটা চ্যাপ্টার বুজি নোপোৱা তোমালোকে নেক্সট চ্যাপ্টার 2 বুজি নাপাবা because all these are connected okay all these are connected আমি এতিয়া চাবা আমি হিউম্যান ফিজিওলজি এতিয়া কৰিম as তোমালোকৰ ফাৰ্স্ট ক্লাস আছিল হয় নাই আমি মেইনলি তোমালোকৰ বডি ফ্লুইডছ এন্ড সার্কুলেশন তো চাইছো আজি চাবা দে লাহে লাহে এটা পালা না কানেকশন এটো কানেকশন পালা ডাইজেশন লগত কানেকশন আৰু চাবা ইভেন্চুয়ালি কেনেকে তোমালোকে ৰিলেট কৰি পঢ়িব লাগে মই এখিনি তোমালোকক লগতে বুজাই দিম হ'ব সো এইখিনি হ'ব এইখিনি মনত থাকিব ওকে মই হেপাটিক ভেনুৰ বিষয়ে ক'লো লগতে তোমালোকক আৰু এক্সট্ৰা পইণ্ট কিছুমান বুজাই দিলো নেক্সট কোৱেশ্চন অপচন ডি টু চোৱা কৰনেৰী আৰ্টাৰী কি হয় এতিয়া বাৰু মই নেক্সটত লিখো ঠিক আছে মই নেক্সটত লিখি আছো কৰনেৰী আৰ্টাৰী কি হয় নে হ'ব মই কৈ দিও শুনা কৰনেৰী আৰ্টাৰী কি হয় চোৱা এতিয়া হাৰ্টে কি কৰি আছে হাৰ্ট ইজ পাম্পিং ব্লাড টু দ্য ভেৰিয়াছ পাৰ্টছ অফ দ্য বডি isn't it heart is pumping blood heart is receiving the impure blood it is giving back the pure blood but heartok function koribole nijokoto blood lagibo hone nai nalagibo jano after all heart is also an organ so heart also needs blood so that is the reason why coronary artery okay coronary artery these are responsible for supplying oxygen rich blood to the heart muscles code supply koribo coronary artery these are going to supply oxygen rich blood to your heart muscles mon rakhibo hobo thik ase okay aru ede duta type thake duta type nohoy two there are many two arteries left coronary artery aru right coronary artery and this coronary artery they arise from the base of your aorta and your pulmonary artery okay from the base of your aorta and your pulmonary artery pora ei duta okay two coronary arteries they arise hobo ঠিক আছে now acha which plasma protein is primarily involved in blood clotting acha ko eto same question ahise hoine ami already korilu same question nohoy baru moi bujwar pora ahise asalote tumalokok ma agode bujai dilu hoine na eto kane enuka lagise je already ami question to solve korisu so eto ki hobo fibrinogen hoine na fibrinogen so this is the plasma protein that is responsible for blood clotting okay clear the valve present between your left atrium and left ventricle is acha etu question repeat hoise hoine ei question to repeat hoise na lage okay next question jao ami which formed element of blood is responsible for clotting okay clotting element ki hoy platelets or your thrombocytes tar pisot ECG wave okay ECG wave representing ventricular depolarization etu ki hoy so PQRST hoine monot porise na PQRST eta wave ot ami pohu ECG wave hoine ECG wave ki tumar determine kore tumalokor heart functioning determine kore thik ase jetia tumalokor when people suffer from disorders of your heart the first and foremost test okay first and foremost diagnosis test okay diagnostic test this is nothing but this is your conducting an ECG okay ECG test clear hey ECG test tumalokor ki buja jay say heart to tumalokor systolic ba diastolic tumalokor kenege pump korise is it pumping blood efficiently is the AC not working properly ekhini gute kini tumaloke bujibole pua tat hobo to tumalokor usually enuka type thake enuka dekha na nai etu se dekha na monitor dekha na nai usually tumalokor as juntu monitor logua thake patient or eta tumaloke enuka eta curve dekhiba sorry not curve graph dekhiba this is nothing but this is your ECG wave ami ki buli koi do PQRST complex buli ko okay PQRST wave so yate hodise ventricular depolarization juntu hoy thik ase ventricular depolarization eti tumalokor kuntu wave tumalokor mane determine kore etu tumalokor QRS complex determine kore thik ase QRS complex tumalokor determine kore thik ase ventricular depolarization then which leukocytes are phagocytic in nature phagocytic means okay this is your phagocytic means they are going to destroy the foreign organisms entering the cell okay so there are two type of phagocytic cells within your leukocytes this is your one is your neutrophils and the second one is your monocytes so here answer will be your neutrophils tar pisot bundle of His is a network of okay bundle of His again an important question bundle of His kot paba bundle of His kot po dekhibole masalot po jano masalot poa na nupua no masalot heartot he poa hoine so answer is your Purkinje fibers bundle of His is nothing but this is a network of your Purkinje fibers so yate moi akoda eta bostu ko SN নোডৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত হয়নে না আমি কোৱেশ্চনটো SN নোডৰ এটা কোৱেশ্চন কৰিলো সাইনোএট্ৰিয়েল নোডৰ এটা কোৱেশ্চন কৰিলো সেই কোৱেশ্চনটোত কি আছিল তোমালোকৰ কি বুজাইছিলো মই যে দিস ইজ আ পেচমেকাৰ অফ ইয়ৰ হাৰ্ট পেচমেকাৰ এটো কাৰণে কোৱা হয় বিকজ ইট ইজ it conducts an electrical impulse throughout the heart it controls the rhythm of the heart হয়নে সেই যোনটো ইলেক্ট্ৰিক্যাল ইম্পালসৰ কথা কলো মই পাথৱেটো কি হয় সো ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয় এটো বাৰু এই কোৱেশ্চনটোৰ লগত ৰিলেটেড নহয় বাট হয়ও সোৱা মই তোমালোক হেতু কাৰণে বুজাই দিও ওকে যোনটো পাথৱে থাকে ঠিক আছে পাথৱে মেইনলি the pathway okay pathway of your electrical impulse okay pathway of your electrical impulse কি হয় জানা SN node ঠিক আছে SN node আহিব SN node পৰা ক'ত যাব AV node ঠিক আছে AV node পৰা ক'ত যাব bundle of His ঠিক আছে bundle of His তাৰ পিছত ক'ত যাব Purkinje fibers okay Purkinje fibers okay so this is the pathway of your electrical impulse clear eto monot rakhiba hobo clear now persons with blood group AB possesses okay again AB blood group to bikhoy hodise hoyne nai AB blood group ot ki thake both the antigens thake your antigen A and antigen B kintu antibodies thake jano antibodies nathake antibodies there is no antibody that is a reason why they are able to receive blood from any blood group okay they are able to receive blood group from they are able to receive blood from any blood group okay এটা কি হদিছে এটো the bicuspid bulb আচ্ছা আৰু bicuspid bulb ৰ কোৱেশ্চন আহিছে সোৱা bicuspid মানে কি হয় bicuspid মানে mitral valve হয় same হয় they are found in your junction between your left atrium and your left ventricle কি হদিছে prevents backflow of blood from okay easy no etu pariba eno prevents backflow of blood from your left ventricle to left atrium which WBC secretes histamine so ako hey WBC bikar hodise hoyna na classification বহুত important hoy WBC tumalokor leukocytes classification to your granulocytes agranulocytes different type of your granulocytes hey gutekhini important hoy so মই অকমান আগত বুজাইছিলো কি হয় কোনে সিক্ৰেট কৰে histamine histamine ধৰি লোৱা বা তোমাৰ heparin serotonin এই গুটেখিনি chemical this kind of chemical substances these are secreted by your basophils okay basophils আৰু এটা বস্তু কোৱাচোন histamine actually কি হয় is it a protein histamine is it a protein so histamine is not actually a protein but this is synthesized from your amino acid histidine this is synthesized from your amino acid histidine okay histamine is secreted from your amino acid histidine etu monot rakhiba ঠিক আছে এটো ইম্পর্টেন্ট হয় তোমালোকৰ বায়োমলিকুলস চ্যাপ্টারত হেতুৰ পৰা তোমালোকৰ এইখিনি কোৱেশ্চনস খুদা দেখা যায় এটো কাৰণে মই তোমালোকক ইয়াতে কৈ দিছো ঠিক আছে this is not actually a protein but histamine this is synthesized from your amino acid histidine okay there are 20 amino acids জানা হয়নে histidine is one of the amino acid হয়নে okay done এতিয়া এক সেকেন্ড ইয়াতে coming back to this question histamine কি কৰে বাৰু function কি হয় histamine what is the function of histamine so histamine main function to baru inflammatory reaction হয় inflammatory reaction মানে কি যেতে কিবা allergens humabo ঠিক আছে our body will experience something allergy allergy is nothing but this is something foreign materials কেতিয়াবা কি হ'ব পাৰে তোমাৰ pollen হ'ব পাৰে pollen dust হ'ব পাৰে dust এইবোৰ কেতিয়া হয় এইবোৰ যেতিয়া আমি experience কৰো we tend to cough we tend to have a runny nose we tend to have itching is a response bur dekhila hey response bur tumalok nothing but these are your inflammatory responses and substances such as histamine okay histamine hok ba tumalokor serotonin hok ei gute khini tumalokor ei response khini produce kora sahay kore bujila this is the main function of histamine ekhini monot rakhile hobo tumaloke hobo ekhini bujile hobo yare karone okay all right see tarpisot which blood vessel has the thickest wall okay which blood vessel has the thickest wall so blood vessels there are these are all the different types of blood vessels your artery okay artery vein capillary and venule yare mazot arteries into hoy artery these have the thickest wall, okay, these have the thickest wall. Reason to ki hoy? Because arteries these are able to maintain the high pressure, okay, the high pressure. Tar mane even if blood passes through arteries at a very higher rate, okay, or you can say at a much higher force, arteries are able to maintain the pressure. That means it is not going to collapse, okay, arteries are not going to collapse. Buzila heitu kintu vein ba tomar capillary ebure koribo noare, okay, vein hok ba tomar capillary hok ihote etu tomalokor high pressure to maintain koribo noare. So if by chance, okay, kiba jodi tomalokor accident hoy, veins opor jodi blood force hot jay, ki hobo, these veins are going to get collapsed, burst up hoi jabo, okay, they are going to be collapsed, okay. So answer is thickest wall in case ki hoy tomar artery hoy hobo. Then the number of heartbeats per minute in a healthy adult at rest is approximately ki hoy to sobe jana 72. Range to enuka thake tomalokor thik ase 70 to 75 thake, thik ase, usually etu range thora jay tomar normal average range for an healthy adult. So ketiaba tomaloke ketiaba 75 paba options ot 75 paba, ketiaba tomaloke 74 pabo para, thik ase. So ekhini confuse no hoba, usually eta range thora hoy, exact figure no hoy, 72 to 75 tomalokor normal range thora hoy of the number of heartbeats per minute hobo etu hoy. Blood pressure is highest in ki hobo option arteries, because these are able to maintain the high pressure of the blood since they have very thick walls, okay, etu hoy. Which blood component transports oxygen? To ami sobe jano hemoglobin hoy ne, hemoglobin. Which of the following cells lack nucleus in mature condition? Okay, which of the following cells lack nucleus in mature condition? Etu ki hobo janiba, ma bujaiso okoman agot nohoy baru, time hol hoy ne. So RBC, yes, mammalian RBC etu hobo, mammalian RBC. And exception ki hoy, eta exception bujaisilu moi, exception is your camels, okay, in camels even in the mature stage the RBCs, okay, they are going to have, you will find nucleus in the mature RBC of your camel, but otherwise baki tumaloke baki organisms baki mammals thora jodi thori lwa RBC nucleus na thake. WBC these are nucleated, okay, koi disu moi extra, these are nucleated. Monocyte is again a type of a WBC, it is again nucleated. Platelets these are also nucleated. Only mammalian RBC these are non-nucleated, okay, these are non-nucleated. And the shape of RBC ki hoy, shape of RBC, this is spherical, okay, this is spherical shape, isn't it? Okay, zetia is shape 2, so is shape 2 बहुत important है. Shape 2 किहर কাৰণে important? Shape 2 एटु কাৰণে important जाते maximum they have maximum surface for transporting oxygen. Sickle cell anemia কি হয় তোমালোকৰ এই shape 2, the spherical or you can say concave into shape থাকে, somewhat like this, right, somewhat like this. Into concave shape থাকে, concave shape to change হৈ যায় হয়নে, it becomes sickle like, okay, it becomes elongated sickle like. That is the reason why sickle cell anemia there they will not find, or it is very difficult for the people to what, that bleeding hoy hetu tomalok blood clot hobole bahut time lage hoyne, bujila, okay. So next question, which blood cells are mainly involved in immune response? Okay, etu question repeat hoise hoyne, immune response tomar leukocytes hoy, to repeat hoise question. So tomalokot duta tinta question repeat hobo pare, but that doesn't mean these questions are these are of less important hoyne na, ketiba repeat hoi jay diason tomalokor questions repeat hoy. PY even ami PYQ salo hoyne, PYQ tomalokor repeat hoise exactly nukhudile, so exactly nupua tomaloke exact question nupua, kintu same bostu tomalokor different way hudibo hoyne, hetu kite tomaloke repetition bhaba ne ki bhaba tia tomalokor kotha, kintu moi bhabu je আমি হেবুৰ কোৱেশ্চনো কৰা ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট, তেতিয়া আমি বুজিম হয়নে নাই যে আচ্ছা এই কনসেপ্টটোৱে এই সিমিলাৰ কনসেপ্ট তোমালোকক এনেকে সুধিব পাৰে হয়নে, ঠিক আছে, ওকে. সো কি উদিছে এইটো, which blood vessel carries deoxygenated blood? ওকে, अगेन এটো তোমালোকৰ কি হয় কাৰ্ডিয়াক সাইকেলৰ লগত ৰিলেটেড হয়. সো কোৱেশ্চনটো পালমোনাৰী ভেইন সুধিছে, এঅৰ্টা, পালমোনাৰী আৰ্টাৰী নে ৰিনেল আৰ্টাৰী? সো ৰিনেল আৰ্টাৰী এনেও নহয়, এটো এনেও নহয়, because this is about kidney, okay. they are referring to your kidney. Etu tumalokor option eneo hobo nware yate hoine ami eliminate korilu already. Tar pisot ki hobo? Deoxygenated blood again monot kora son cardiac cycle monot kora. Ki asile cardiac cycle tumalokor? Again arteries e ki kore? Arteries e tumar blood it usually carries your oxygenated blood, but there is an exception, and that exception is that your pulmonary artery hone nai. Exception is that pulmonary artery, because pulmonary artery it carries your deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. Kihor karone? For purification. Hobo? So এইখিনি মই আকৌ তোমালোক ৰিপিট কৰিছো, এইখিনি বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয়, ঠিক আছে? এই তোমালোকৰ যোনটো কাৰ্ডিক সাইকেলটো আছে, ঠিক আছে? কাৰ্ডিক সাইকেল তোমাৰ কাৰ্ডিক আউটপুট ধৰি লোৱা বা ডিফাৰেন্ট ভেইনছ, আৰ্টাৰিজ, ওকে, দ্য পাথৱে মেইনলি, দ্য পাথৱে বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয়। কুৱেশ্যনছ ৰিপিটেডলি দেখিবা তোমালোকে ইয়াৰে পৰা। পালমনাৰী ভেইনৰ কথা সুধিব, আৰ্টাৰীৰ কথা সুধিব, যে ক'ত যায়, কেনেকুৱা টাইপ অফ ব্লাড কেৰি কৰে, এইখিনি বহুত বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয়। সেইটো কাৰণ দেখিছাই কিমান কুৱেশ্যনছ পালো আমি, হয়নে? কিমান কুৱেশ্যনছ পালো ইয়াৰে পৰা, কেনেকৈ সুধিব পাৰে, কেনেকৈ কনফিউজ কৰাব পাৰে, এইখিনি ভালকৈ পঢ়িবা, হ'ব? যাতে মিষ্টেক নকৰা ইয়াতে। সো এইটো কুৱেশ্যন নালাগে, নো ৰিড। Which plasma protein maintains osmotic balance? Okay, which plasma protein maintains osmotic balance? কি হয় এতিয়া? again যদি আমি ইয়াতে চাওঁ, চোৱা এটা অপশ্যন আমি এলিমিনেট কৰিব পাৰিম, এটা নহয় আই থিংক দুটা পাৰিম। চাই লোৱা কেনেকৈ। what is heparin? is heparin a protein? heparin protein হয় জানো? নহয়। heparin কি হয়? this is an anticoagulant, right? heparin is an anticoagulant, okay? heparin is an anticoagulant secreted by your basophil, okay? fibrinogen কি হয়? this is a blood clotting protein, okay? this is a blood clotting protein. so option কি হ'ব? answer তোমাৰ globulin আৰু albumin মাজত হ'ব, হয়নে? since মই তোমালোকক কোৱা নাই osmotic balance, সেইটো কাৰণে এনেকৈ সুধিছো। albumin নে globulin হ'ব osmotic balance? কোৱাচোন, সলভ কৰা এইটো। So কি হ'ব answer? osmotic balance তোমালোকৰ albumin মেইনটেইন কৰে, okay? and albumin this is the most abundant plasma protein, okay? which valve prevents, okay, not present, which valve prevents backflow into the right atrium? okay, so right side কি থাকে? কোনটো valve থাকে তোমালোকৰ? কোনটো valve থাকে between your right atrium and right ventricle? it is your tricuspid valve. so tricuspid valve, this will prevent the backflow of blood into the right atrium, okay? the lymphocyte responsible for antibody production, okay? One second, এটা তোমালোকৰ অপশনস ব ভুল দিয়া আছে। so because T cell B cell হয়নে, মই তোমালোকক বুজাইছো যে T cell and your B cell both are responsible for your producing an immune response. দুইটা হ'ব। so option তোমালোকৰ এটো অপশন মই আতৰাই দিও, ঠিক আছে? it will be your lymphocyte, ঠিক আছে? lymphocyte, okay? so option lymphocyte হয় correct answer তোমালোকৰ lymphocyte হয়, because both the cells, both your B cells and your T cells, both are responsible for producing an immune response. that means they are going to produce antibody, right? they are involved in your antibody production, okay? which of the following is not a function of lymph? okay, which of the following is not a function of lymph? কোনটো হয়? lymph কি হয় এতিয়া? what is lymph? what is lymph? lymph কি হয় জানা? চোৱা যোনটো তোমাৰ হে প্লাজমা থাকে হয়নে? plasma, okay, plasma পৰা কেতিয়া কিবা কি হয়? some fluid is going to escape, okay? some fluid is going to escape from the plasma to the what? to the cavity present in your, or you can say the space between the cells. that fluid, okay, that fluid from the plasma found between the spaces of your different cells in your body, that is nothing but that is known as your lymph. Okay, but students, lymph is colorless. Okay, lymph is colorless because it lacks what? It lacks hemoglobin. Okay, it lacks your RBC. It lacks your RBC. ঠিক আছে? Okay, so কি হ'ব ইয়াতে? Answer হ'ব তোমালোকৰ oxygen transport. Since there is no RBC, so lymph cannot contribute to your transport of oxygen. Baki tumaloke ki paba? So lymph tumaloke WBC paba. Okay, WBC is available, so it will defense. They will carry out defense mechanism. Then they will return of interstitial fluid. Teoloke tumaloko ki koribo? Lymph tumaloko fluid again return koribo. Extra fluid tumaloko plasma return koribo. Hoine nai? ঠিক আছে? And also transport of fats. Okay, transport of fats. So intestinate হ'ব. intestine আমি কি হয় কি জানো অকমান আগত কি চাইছিলো আমি সেই hepatic portal vein ক্ষেত্ৰত কি চাইছিলো যে hepatic portal vein it carries nutrient rich blood from the intestine. intestine তোমালোকৰ হেৰি হয় fat are also absorbed. Okay, fat are also absorbed. So one important point here is that you have to know is that lacteals. Okay, lacteals ঠিক আছে lacteals, these are present in your intestine and these are responsible for transporting of fat. Okay, so lacteals tumaloke lymphot paba. ঠিক আছে lacteals lymphot paba and this is very important. Okay, lacteals, these help in the transportation of fat. Okay, after digestion is completed. Clear? Okay, so lymph buzila hobo. Then next, blood clotting requires. Okay, blood clotting requires ki hoy etu answer kuntu lage tumalok yate blood clotting requires swason So correct answer is your calcium ions. Okay, blood clotting requires your calcium ions. Etu bostu moi tumalok exactly keneke hoy yate nobujao. ঠিক আছে, আমি যেতিয়া muscles কৰিম muscles chapter tumalok মই ভালকে বুজাই দিম keneke hoy exactly, because this is related. Okay, this is related. This requires calcium ions. Calcium to tumalok calcium tumalok blood clotting related connected hoy aru muscles to connected hoy. The lump sound corresponds to lump sound. Acha ki hodise corresponds to. Okay, ketia hoy lump sound to? Lump sound to ketia hoy? Beginning of ventricular systole ne beginning of ventricular diastole or your atrial systole. So ki koisilo moi je lump and dub, both the heart sound, these are produced at the closure of your AV valves. Yes, tar mane ki hoy tumalokor যেতিয়া তোমালোকৰ atrium, these are contracted and they are in your relaxed position. তাৰ মানে কি হ'ব? Ventricles are going to contract. So answer will be your beginning of ventricular systole. Okay, beginning of your ventricular systole. বুজিলা? Okay, then the conducting tissue between AV node and bundle branches. Okay, the conducting tissue between AV node and bundle branches, this is your কি হয়? Chordae tendineae. To tumalok chordae tendineae hoy. ঠিক আছে, conducting tissue. ঠিক আছে, chordae tendineae, these are fibers. Okay, diagram to saba tumaloke bhalke diagram to tumaloke dekhiba heart diagram to you will find some network. Okay, white color fibers enike ase tumalok diagram to saba. ঠিক আছে, white color tiny thread like structures. Hey, thread like structure, these are nothing but these are your these are your conducting tissue. What papa tumalok between your AV node and bundle branches. Bundle branches mane ki hoy? A bundle of keys. ঠিক আছে, bundle of keys, again these are again your part of your Purkinje fibers. Okay, so AV node aru juntu tumalok bundle branches mazot juntu tumalok conducting tissue thake, hey conducting tissue tumalok chordae tendineae boli koa hai. Okay, these appear like thread like structures, white color thread like structures when viewed under the microscope. Okay, clear? Next, which blood vessel lacks valves? Okay, which blood vessel lacks valves? Ite kuntu blood vessel tumalokor valve dekha nopua. Valve mane again ki hoy? Openings hoy. Kuntu hobo answer? Kuntu hoy answer? Again solve kora etu. Solve kora etu ki hoy? কনফিউজ হলা নেকি নহবা কনফিউজ your answer is your arteries okay arteries তোমালোকে একো opening দেখিবলৈ নোপোৱা ঠিক আছে there will be no openings in your arteries okay so এইকেইটা অপশনস দেখিছা veins of limb venules vena cava these are ultimately your vein হয়নে নাই so মনত ৰাখিবা যে in case of veins will always show your different openings that means you can say openings মানে valve but arteries since they have to maintain the high pressure okay since arteries have to maintain the high pressure that is the reason why arteries lack your openings okay arteries lack your valves okay any artery okay তোমালোকে valve দেখিবলৈ নোপোৱা ঠিক আছে which WBC increases during allergic reaction okay so again same question allergic reaction কোনে তোমালোকৰ মানে হেৰি কৰে participate কৰে allergic reaction কোনটো হয় is it RBC is it monocytes or neutrophils or eosinophils it is your eosinophils because RBC এনেও নহয় না RBC to এনেও নহয় neutrophils or monocytes these are phagocytic in nature okay that means they are going to kill the foreign organisms but your eosinophils these are responsible for your allergic reaction okay these are for your allergic reaction okay eosinophils a person with blood group A possesses again hey blood group A and B blood group or because hudise so ki thakibo antigen A thakibo hoine nai antigen A thakibo logote ki thakibo antibody kontu thakibo antibody B thakibo yes antigen A and antibody B hoine nai okay antigen A and antibody B yes the chordae tendineae are attached to অকমান আগত কৰিলো আমি question to chordae tendineae কি হয় তোমাল connecting tissue between your AV node and your bundle branches yes so your answer will be your AV valves okay the universal donor blood group is okay the universal donor blood group is কি হ'ব এটো universal recipient কোনটো আছিল AB আছিল হয়নে they can receive blood from any blood group now who is able to donate blood from all the people okay who is able to donate blood to all the people this tomar O হয় blood group O because blood group O lacks any specific antigen or any specific antibody that is the reason why their blood is compatible to all the blood group okay whether you say AB or A or B clear so blood group O is the universal donor so tumalokor jaja blood group O hoy O positive O negative etu matter nokore tumaloke donate koribo pariba hoyna nai this is a very noble work yes noble work hoyna nai okay then the normal pH of human blood is approximately ki hoy normal pH hodise hoyne pH ki hoy amar human blood is it acidic or is it basic ki hobo answer again this is these are important facts okay these are some factual questions again tumaloke monot koribo lagibo upay nai yare kono logic nai hoyne kisumar bostu tumaloke you have to memorize these are some important facts you have to memorize so your pH is your 7.4 so blood is slightly basic okay blood is slightly basic then okay wave of ECG representing atrial depolarization ki hoy so ventricular depolarization ki asile QRS complex asile tate ki hobo etia next question to ete ki hodise tumalokor atrial depolarization hodise hoyne nai so atrial depolarization ki hoy tumalokor P wave hoy okay then which blood cells are called scavengers of the body which blood cells are called the scavengers okay scavengers mane they are going to destroy the foreign organism isn't it they are going to destroy the foreign organism entering the body okay ki hobo answer yate these are your monocytes okay these are your monocyte clear which layer of heart wall is made of cardiac muscle okay layer of the heart hodise hoyna nai swa pericardium epicardium myocardium endocardium kuntu hoy moi tumanok bujaisu je layers of heart pohilu ami starting ot layer outer layer কি হয় তোমালোকৰ pericardium হয় middle তোমাৰ myocardium হয় and innermost layer is endocardium হয় না এখিনি আছিল and তাত কি কৈছিল মই যে middle layer this is the muscular layer হয় না myocardium this is the muscular layer মানে কি this is made of your cardiac muscle because we know that heart muscles these are made of your cardiac muscle right so this here your correct answer will be myocardium okay the semilunar valves are located at the base of ma bujaiso already tumar AV valve kot thake semilunar valve kot thake hoy na semilunar valves is located at the base of your aorta and pulmonary artery okay that means ventricular tolot ahe hoy na ventricular tolot thaka tumai eta hobo bujila thik ase then 55 okay which form element has amoeboid movement okay eto common unique question hoy na common unique question eku nai ami parim solve koribo soa kuntu hoy amoeboid movement kuntu tumalokor blood element dekhibole paba this is your WBC okay WBC tumalokor ta amoeboid type movement dekhibole pa hobo and say this movement is actually important why it is important why is it significant for WBC because WBC these are your defense okay these are responsible for maintaining the defense in our body that means they are going to identify foreign organisms okay identify your harmful organisms entering the body and they are going to gulp it okay engulf it yes engulf and kill it that is the reason why WBC exhibit your amoeboid movement okay they move like amoeba how amoeba engulfs food or engulfs their prey similarly WBC also they are going to engulf their prey okay then the prey is what here in case of WBC the prey is the okay মই এটো কৈছো ঠিক আছে প্ৰে কৰা কথা কোৱা নাই okay prey মানে এটা তোমালোকৰ foreign organism হ'ব হয় না any foreign organism entering our body which form element okay question repeat হৈছে নেকি oh acha eto double হৈ গল ন একো নাই এতিয়া সোয়া I think we are the last 10 questions now we are going to solve some assertion reasoning question yate tumalokor ki hobe tumalokor concept test kora hoy ekta question concept tumaloke concept kiman kini bujisa kiman kini buja nai keneke tumaloke reason out koribo para hekini test kora hoy so ekdom hoy na khaba halke poriba statement keta thik ase so first statement ki ase hypertension is called a silent killer okay reason is that persistent high blood pressure may damage organs without obvious early symptom okay etia কি হয় ইয়াতে কারেক্ট হয় না স্টেটমেন্ট দুটা হয় জানো hypertension this is called a silent killer yes it is correct right it is correct because hypertension is going to slowly it is going to affect your body if it is left untreated tar mane konoba ejon patient thik ase teor jodi if he is suffering from high blood pressure okay high blood pressure means your hypertension and teor jodi medicine lua nai ki hobo eventually the arteries okay the arteries these are going to be the lumen of the arteries is going to grow thicker it is going to slowly it is going to collapse and this is the reason why persistent high blood pressure it may damage organs different organs different organs tumalko blood board forcefully jabo okay forcefully jabo ki hobo cells bur lahe tumalko damage hobole start hobo and tumaloke ei kini symptom symptom tumaloke at the end he dekhibole paba so this is the reason why this is okay hypertension hok tumalokor even the low blood pressure eibor conditions ketiao tumaloke ignore koribo nalage okay you have to always follow the doctor's prescription medicines regularly lobo lage hoy na nai yes so here in this case option A will be the correct that means your both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation okay second question okay so second question ki ase match the following ki dise yare tumalokor angina pectoris myocardial infarction cardiac arrest and atherosclerosis ekata ki hoy tumalokor ekata different disorders of the heart okay or disease you can say disease ko disorder ko je ho karo ki hobo dia so angina pectoris ki hoy angina pectoris this is your acute chest pain hoy na acute chest pain eta so ki ase yate কি হয় answer to yes so answer yate tuma directly পোৱা নাই angina pectoris mane see angina pectoris this occurs when there is not enough supply of oxygen to the heart muscle, okay? When the supply of oxygen to the heart muscle it is not sufficient, তেতিয়া কি হয় তেতিয়া তোমালোকৰ এটা temporary এটা cell damage হয়, okay? Temporary cell damage হয়, and head temporary cell damage হোৱা বাবে কি হয় the person experiences chest pain, okay? Tightness in chest, কেতিয়াবা তোমালোকৰ breathlessness হ'ব পাৰে, এইখিনি just তোমালোকৰ temporary হয়, কিন্তু এটা তোমালোকৰ permanent নহয়, বুজিলা? So কি হ'ব এটো angina pectoris reduce blood supply to heart muscles, okay? Myocardial infarction কি হয় এতিয়া myocardial infarction কি হয় সোয়া myocardial infarction, okay, this is the higher form, okay, this is the advanced form of your angina pectoris, okay? Angina, so again angina pectoris কি হয় ischemia, okay? এটা আৰু তোমালোকে কন্ডিশন জানিব লাগিব ischemia কি হয় কোৱা ischemia is nothing but this is the lack of oxygen or lack of sufficient blood supply to the heart muscle. As a result, the cells will experience tissue death known as your necrosis, okay? The cells are going to experience the cells of the heart muscle, okay? I'm here referring to the heart muscle, cells of the heart muscle. They are going to experience tissue death known as necrosis. And যেতিয়া ischemic condition, okay, ischemic conditions যে তোমালোকৰ repeatedly হৈ থাকিব, ঠিক আছে? তোমালোকৰ repeatedly হৈ থাকিলে কি হয় এটো it will be transformed to your angina pectoris. তাৰ মানে কি হয় তোমালোকৰ temporary cell damage হয়, হয়নে? ischemic হোৱা বাবে তোমালোকৰ temporary cell damage হৈ যায়, temporary cell damage হলে কি হ'ব তোমালোকৰ sudden chest pain হ'ব, okay? Sudden chest pain হ'ব, but this is usually your acute, not chronic. And then when conditions like angina pectoris it remains untreated, okay, it will lead to your myocardial infarction. That means now the damage to the cells will be permanent. See, now the damage to the cells or the damage to the heart muscle will be permanent, okay? বুজিলা difference, okay? বুজিলা? Next কি হয় cardiac arrest কি হয় cardiac arrest, this is the sudden stopping of your heart. তার মানে তোমার suddenly your heart beats, suddenly your heart stops to beat, okay? Suddenly তোমালোকৰ heart কি হ'ব stops to beat. So sudden stoppage of heart function by you can say heartbeat. তার মানে suddenly তোমালোকৰ heart it stops to beat হ'ব, ঠিক আছে? তাৰপিছত লাষ্টটো কি হয় তোমালোকৰ atherosclerosis, also known as your CAD, coronary artery disease, okay? This is nothing but this is your plaque deposition in arteries. তাৰ মানে তোমালোকৰ cholesterol, yes, cholesterol মেলি তোমালোকৰ deposit হয় arteriesত, arteriesৰ lumen যোনটো থাকে the lumen gets narrower, okay? The lumen gets narrower. This is the reason why people experience your all this, okay? এই যোনটো তোমাৰ CAD আছে, ঠিক আছে? CAD তোমাৰ coronary artery disease আছে বা তোমাৰ known as your atherosclerosis, এইটো পৰা তোমালোকৰ বাকি heart disease তোমালোকৰ start হয়, হয়নে নাই? বুজিলা গোটেইখিনি ডিফাৰেন্স, ঠিক আছে? বুজিলা? সো অপশন তোমালোকৰ A কাৰেক্ট হৈ যাব, হ'ব? সো এগেইন এটা বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয়, হ'ব? টার্মস কেটা মনত ৰাখিবা ইয়াতে angina pectoris কি হয়, myocardial infarction কি হয়, ischemia কি হয়, everything is related to your inefficient oxygen supply to the heart muscle. As a result, the tissues experience cell death known as your necrosis. Necrosis, this is nothing but your cell death due to inefficient oxygen supply. Hobo cardiac arrest তোমালোকৰ কি হয় sudden যদি তোমালোকৰ heart to your heart stops to beat, itu তোমালোকৰ cardiac arrest কোৱা হয়, and this is very dangerous. This is in medical emergency, হয়নে নাই? This is in medical emergency. Okay, if you are not being given CPR, okay, CPR যদি দিয়া নহয় the person may lead to death, okay? So কিমান ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয় এইখিনি, হয়নে নাই? Next question, a patient experiences chest pain during exercise due to temporary oxygen, word to মনত ৰাখিবা, temporary oxygen deficiency in cardiac muscle, but there is no permanent tissue damage, okay? কি হ'ব এতিয়া the condition is কোনটো হয় ইয়াৰে সোয়া কন্ডিশন কোনটো হ'ব ইয়াতে কি কৈছে টেম্পোৰাৰি অক্সিজেন ডেফিচিয়েন্সি কৈছে হনে নাই কি হ'ব ইয়াতে angina pectoris হ'ব ওকে angina pectoris অকমান আগত বুজালো হনে নাই সোয়া angina pectoris তোমাৰ reduce blood supply to heart muscles তাৰ মানে you can say this is a temporary, okay, মই এটা সাইডত লিখি দিছো also known as your temporary. This is your temporary cell damage, and a temporary cell damage to babe the patient, okay, or the person will experience acute chest pain hobo. So hey question to hudise yate soa experiences chest pain okay during exercise due to temporary oxygen deficiency hey jehetu temporary word to ase so it will be angina pectoris permanent hole ki hole hoy permanent damage hole myocardial infarction hole hoy ei to hole hoy myocardial infarction hole hoy answer so dekhiye sa questions bur keneke hudhe so again next question okay HDL that means your high density okay high density lipid this is called good cholesterol high density lipid it helps to transport excess of cholesterol from the tissues to the liver okay so cholesterol HDL okay LDL and ki thake VLDL hoine ekita thake na types of your cholesterol high density lipid low density lipid and very low density lipid yate tomar good and bad cholesterol ki hoy high density lipid is a good cholesterol okay and these two are bad cholesterol okay these two are your bad cholesterol okay why is it good cholesterol reason hoise tomar because this helps transport excess of cholesterol from the tissues to the liver so option A okay correct answer again match the following so again match the following ki hobo ECG ki hoy tumalkor this is your electrical conductivity of heart hone nai coronary artery ki hoy ki kosilo ma bujaise eto coronary artery this supplies oxygen rich blood to the heart muscles okay so supplies myocardium because myocardium is nothing but this is the heart muscle okay SA node pacemaker of the heart and LDL this is bad cholesterol so your answer will be option A okay dekhila questions keneke ahe hoine nai etia tumalok match the following thakibo assertion reasoning thakibo but ultimately tumalokor concept to same thakibo ei gutei kini me pohilu hoine nai ECG pohiso ami coronary artery tumalok bujaiso je ki hoy SNR bujaiso ki hoy kyo hoy pacemaker of heart hetu bujaiso tumalok what is the reason behind LDL tumalok okoman agot kolu ma okay LDL hobo logote tumalokor VLDL hobo etu thik ase VLDL is also a bad cholesterol which of the following conditions directly results from blockage of coronary arteries again swa etu directly results from acha yate tumalok eta option bhul ase 5 minutes CAD hobo etu thik ase CAD ba tumar atherosclerosis okay Sclerosis, okay. 1 second. Yes, atherosclerosis, okay. So, I bujaiso ekinit hone disorders of heart bujaiso moi je CAD ki hoy coronary artery disease when the when the lumen of the arteries get narrower because of deposition of substances such as your cholesterol then it leads to the blockage of your arteries and this blockage will lead to all the different kind of your disease of your heart including your hypertension including your ischemia or your angina pectoris so the initial point is your coronary artery disease that means which results from your blockage of coronary artery so your answer will be CAD okay CAD option keta baki keta no hoy thik ase anemia aneo no hoy myocardial infarction bujjanila ki hoy to tomar later stage hoy thik ase myocardial infarction tumalokor later stage hoy of your blockage of coronary arteries smoking next question smoking increases the risk of coronary artery disease okay nicotine damages blood vessels and increases blood pressure so smoking is injurious to health we all know why is it injurious because it increases the risk of CAD and again why it increases the risk of CAD because smoking contains your a substance a harmful substance that is your nicotine smoking hok tumalokor tobacco okay tobacco ei gutekin tumalok ki thake nicotine thake and nicotine damages the blood vessels therefore increases the blood pressure. So here also the correct answer will be your option A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of your assertion. Again match the following. Acha so okay, time nai amar aru thik ase, just 2 minutes আমি জলদি সলভ কৰো. So hypertension কি হয়? Hypertension, this is your blood pressure above normal or high blood pressure. Okay, heart failure কি হয়? Heart failure তোমালোকৰ কি হ'ব? Inefficient pumping of the heart. So heart failure আৰু cardiac arrest same নহয়, ভুল নকৰিবা. Cardiac arrest is the sudden stopping of the heart. তাৰ মানে suddenly তোমালোকৰ heartটোৱে beat কৰা বন্ধ কৰি দিয়ে, that is a cardiac arrest. And heart failure মানে when the heart is pumping. Okay, heart is not stopping, heart তোমালোকৰ বন্ধ হোৱা নাই, it is pumping blood, but the amount of blood that the heart is pumping is not sufficient to meet the needs, okay, to meet the daily needs of the person. So it will be inefficient pumping by heart, or you can say inefficient blood supply by the heart. Hetu ko tumalokor heart failure. ঠিক আছে, thrombosis কি হয়? Thrombosis তোমালোকৰ clot formation হয়. Okay, clot formation in vessel. Thrombosis to kame hey clot to juntu, ঠিক আছে, clot formation je koi yate likhai ase, hey clot to ki koi jana, eta specific term ase. That clot is known as your embolus. Okay, that clot is known as your embolus. Okay, then ischemia. Acha, ischemia ki hoy? Reduced oxygen supply. Yes, finally leading to your tissue death or cell death known as your necrosis. Okay, ischemia pore tumalokor ako advanced condition ki hobo? If it is left untreated, it will lead to your conditions such as angina pectoris hobo pare, ba tumalokor permanent damage hole ki hobo? Etu myocardial infarction hobo pare. ঠিক আছে, so correct answer will be option A. So I think this is the last charota ase. Okay, a person has blood pressure consistently above 140/90 millimeter of mercury. This is what? This is your hypertension. Hone nai, this condition is your hypertension, because the normal range, we all know the normal range is 120/80 millimeter of mercury. So if this condition is left untreated, it may lead to stroke hobo pare, kidney damage hobo pare, ba heart failure hobo pare, ba all of this. Ki hobo? If hypertension is left untreated, ki hobo? Ami salu eta question akoman agot je eventually all the organs are going to be damaged, and all the organs damage hole ki hobo? Heart failure hobo pare, hone nai, tumaloko stroke ahibo pare. Yes, so option will be all of these. So all these are possible if hypertension is left untreated. Okay, all right, so this is the last question. Hobo ki ase soa ami solve koru jaldi. Which statement correctly differentiates angina pectoris from your myocardial infarction? Yes, mo koisilo noy angina pectoris aru myocardial infarction same nohoy, confuse no koriba dutar majot. Ultimately the reason is same. This is due to the lack of oxygen supply. Kintu yate tumar angina pectoris tumalokor temporary damage hoy. So option B hobo correct answer. Angina occurs due to your temporary ischemia without tissue death. In case of myocardial infarction, there is permanent tissue damage. Okay, the cells are going to be dead permanently. Hobo. So with this, your class is over for today. Okay, go to the class. Okay, go to the questions. Ki bujibon tumaloke soa, ki bhul korila. Thik ase, hey bhul khini je tumaloke next to tumaloke repeat nokora, hekhini soa. And I hope you have enjoyed the class. Okay, and till then, ঠিক আছে, bye bye. Let's meet in the next class. Okay, next class আমি তোমালোকৰ digestion কৰাম হ'ব, human physiology ৰে তোমালোকৰ digestion chapter to class 11 আমি হেতু কৰিম, ঠিক আছে? Okay, then thank you everyone, bye bye.